Okay, I'm recording. So since I'm recording, Burger, you're very wrong. You're very, very wrong.
No,
Like,
no, I'm not. No,
you're
no, no,
extremely
no, no,
wrong.
no. Okay. It's wrong about what? What am I wrong about?
That it's morally okay to eat Pokemon. It's just not.
It is morally okay.
It's not morally okay.
Yeah, it is.
There's other things people can eat that aren't Pokemon in the Pokemon universe.
Name three.
They got chicken there. No, I like
If I
from
Google
watching.
that,
No. From
I'm gonna
watching.
Google that. I'm gonna
From
Google that.
from watching the anime, they have actual food along with like food that are made out of Pokemon. So it's not like they're subjected to only Pokemon. There's actual other animals.
There's not.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't. Google
Yes,
that.
there is.
Google it right now.
Are there actual yes, there are animals in the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, like what?
I'm about to go more into that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like actual fish. These aren't Pokemon, these are fish, by the way. I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Looking at dialogue. Why, like, they're giving me a whole, like, okay, so this information is useless. This was just a clickbait thing. Where's the other stuff at? Because they say yes, I click on the thing, and they give me like a description of like black and white. I don't care about black and white.
No, you have to care about black and white and the games, okay? Games and the shows are intertwined, right? Whatever evidence and sources you find within those, that's your evidence, man. Come on, you can't ignore that.
Okay, bam. So there are many references to real life animals. They just haven't been labeled in the Pokédex. Why? Because there aren't Pokemon. Animals and Pokemon are two inherently different creatures.
That's true, yeah.
Why would why would Pikachu be described as an electric rat or electric mouse type of Pokemon? And on the off chance that rats don't exist in that universe, why would they describe Pikachu as that if rats didn't exist? And a rat
I
is
would
a
say
real animal.
Okay, I would say it's like a scientific term, right? We don't go around calling people Homo sapiens, but if you find a general description, it would be, oh, humans, Homo sapiens, right?
Right.
I'm assuming, or rather, that is fact in the games because they always describe the Pokemon as chicken-like, as mouse type, mouse whatever, right? The rat thing. Like there's even a Rattata, right? Full an
Yes.
actual rat. His name is Rattata, right? He's called the rat Pokemon,
And that
right? And
heavily
so then
implies
you
the
have things in
existence of
our
actual
world.
rats.
I'm still talking.
Okay.
Okay, so we have things in our world where we call a feline a cat,
Yes.
right? We say, oh, that's the felines. We have a whole branch of them, right? There's the big cats, the small cats, the wild cats, right?
Yes.
So you would go, that's Pikachu. He's the mouse type. He's the mouse rat Pokemon, right? The electric one.
Right.
So it's not like a direct reference, I would say, to, oh, he's like a rat, actually. Like, basically, we have rats and Pikachus. Like, nah, I don't think that's going to work out, right?
Yes.
So we have to think about it in like a very scientific term because remember the Pokédex is science.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
And then there's Professor Oak, we have all the professors. So why would it not make sense to describe an animal with its scientific term and its real world term in a scientific setting in the Pokédex?
Well, that's just going off the base Pokédex. If we're
Yeah.
looking from it from, let's say we're not looking from it from a scientific point of view, there's just too many implications with multiple Pokemon that implies the existence of other animals.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I do agree with the scientific argument you made to a certain extent, but I feel like that can be negated by the fact that what about the ones that are described with like non-scientific names?
Like the ghost ones?
Like yes, like the ghost ones, like
Okay. Then
the
at that
chicken,
point, we're
like
already
the
hitting into the fan-made Pokemon universe,
like the
right?
chicken ones. I feel like the
The
scientific
chicken
word
ones?
the scientific word for a chicken is not chicken.
Right, but we're not talking about our real world references. We're talking about Pokemon. Everything there is not going to be linear to our world. It'll just it'll make sense to how we would make it make sense, right? In our real world terms. So we're leading the Pokemon universe, and I'm sitting there going through my Pokédex, and I see the word chicken. I'm not going to think the white chicken, the rooster. No, I'm going to think Torchic the chicken.
And you're gonna eat it?
Hey.
That's a genuine question.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I'm
that's
gonna
it.
eat the
You're
chicken.
gonna eat the chicken.
See, now I would have my Torchic, right? He'd be chilling in the corner. And then I have
So
my
your
nuggets
Torchic
inside.
is
And
gonna
I'd be
watch
like,
you
yo,
eat
you want a
another one of
nugget?
its kind.
Yeah, we do that all the time. I used to have chickens, like actual real chickens when I was younger, and I'd still be eating chicken. I think we actually ate them when they died.
That is concerning.
No, it's not, because they're chickens. We're gonna let all of that go to waste because of sentiments of value.
Well, I feel like that's different from a real world point of view because those chickens are, I'm assuming, were made to be eaten.
No, they were
or
made
laid
to have eggs, and then we'd eat their eggs. So they were there for the long term, really. But
Okay.
then all three of them died. And it's just, I believe that it's messed up to let that all go to waste. Because that was a perfectly good chicken, alright? We got eggs from them. They were good.
I think let's
How are
apply
you
this
gonna do
to
that?
let's apply this to Pokemon then. You grow a bond
Yeah.
with your Torchic for the longest time and it dies. Are you gonna mourn it and give it a proper burial, or are you gonna be like, man, I'm really craving some chicken and eat it?
I'm gonna mourn it, and then I'm gonna do the respectful thing, which is not let it go to waste.
You're sick.
No, I'm not. I'm
That
not
is
sick.
sick.
That's what people do
That is
every single
sick.
time. No,
That is sick.
it's not.
I don't.
Okay, it's perfectly reasonable.
I don't agree with creating a bond with an animal, a creature, because some Pokemon are literal just creatures. You can't call some of those animals.
That's
I don't.
true, yeah.
I don't agree with creating a bond just for when it dies. Your mindset is, well, I guess I can't let this go to waste. It's not going to waste if it's dead. Just give it a proper burial.
I'm gonna give it a proper burial.
What compels
But at
you
the end
to
of the
eat
day,
it?
right?
So you give it a burial and then you dig it out its grave and then proceed to eat it.
No, Landon, you're thinking weirdly about that, right? So this isn't strange across many cultures, okay? When your animal, like a cow, a chicken, dies, right?
Yes.
You first of all, you take care of it properly, right? You process it to eat, and with the rest of it, you honor it and you bury it, right?
Right.
So like the bones, you can use that for soup. Once you're done with the bones, you bury them. You say, thank you for what you provided me with chicken. I will always be grateful to you. And then you eat the chicken.
But I feel like that's a lie. Just because
it's not, though.
of
You can
how
Google it right
people-
now.
I feel like just because of how quickly people are to move on from things, they're not gonna think about that certain cow that gave it, resources to make, I guess, like hamburgers or stuff in like a year. Because at
No,
the
I
end of the
think
day,
you're
they
wrong with
just
that.
viewed it as food.
Nah, no. I feel like you're taking it way into such a standard point. Like, obviously, I'm gonna miss that chicken, but that made such a good chicken, all right? We can't deny that it's not food.
But
Okay, we can't deny that after years and years and years of cultivation, if I have a pet chicken and it dies, I could do two things.
Well,
I could eat
there's
it,
always
or I
other
could bury it.
there's always other chicken.
So why am I eating my own chicken when I can eat other
That's
chicken?
a great question. Why would you eat your own chicken if it died? Just give it a
Because we're
burial.
poor?
That's not more. I don't view that as morally right because you grew a bond with said pet. And
Right.
on the let's say that like actual animals exist in the Pokemon world. Let's just think about that from a hypothetical standpoint because it's not confirmed or nor denied. So I'm not gonna like put that in as like a fact or anything. I'm gonna just put that in as like a hypothetical. Why eat your deceased pet when you can just get an actual chicken? That's would that not be a bit concerning from an outside view?
I mean,
Like
not
honestly,
really. No, it's like eating a different type of chicken when you had your own chicken. Like maybe we just come from different worlds or something, but it's not like wrong to eat a pet chicken because it's a chicken and I love that chicken, right? We had this whole great story about the chicken. Right, that was my chicken. But the thought of the fact that one day it's gonna die and I'm gonna take that chicken, or my grandmother will, and they're gonna cook it up for dinner one of these days, and I'm just gonna have to live with that.
I guess we're different people. If that chicken dead, that
I
chicken
guess
dead.
so. I got like got the rancher type of mindset. I kill like a cow out back because of something, and then I use it for meat for dinner. Get a nice steak out of it,
I guess.
Right? You can't like. I can totally see someone taking out like what is it, like a milk tank to the back, shoot it, and they're like low key kids. You want steak tonight, and everyone's like, you know what? Yeah.
I feel I don't. That doesn't sit right with me because I feel like they're just taking Pokemon for granted. Like creatures that are here to help with your everyday lives. Like for example, a milk tank that's helping you care after the farm and stuff, right? And it dies.
Yeah.
And your first thought is to eat it after all those years of it,
listen,
helping you and stuff. And what about the people who hunt milk tanks or, for example, just Pokemon in general for sport just to eat it? That's morally wrong. In my opinion.
That is morally wrong, and there's a great example of this within the games.
And what is that example?
That example is in Generation 2, right? Pokemon Fire Red Green, I believe, one of those, I think, for both of them. I don't know. Whatever version it was, right?
Yeah.
In the game, Team Rocket captures a lot of Slowpokes. You know what they do to those Slowpokes?
What did they do to those Slowpokes?
They cut their tails off.
Why?
Because Slowpoke tails are a delicacy and could be sold for a lot of money.
And they don't.
However, in later games, it is referenced once again the Slowpoke tails being a delicacy. What they do, right, is that Slowpoke's tails naturally fall off, and they can regrow a new one. So they're like a lizard.
Okay.
And people take the tails that fall off and eat it.
Whoa.
There's a little recipe in Pokemon Sword and Shield where you can actually cook a curry with the Slowpoke tail.
I believe that is a different case. Well, hold on. Before
no, it's not. It's not at all because it's this.
Before I add to that, do the Slowpokes feel pain from their tails getting cut off? I'm asking this because
I feel like
you said
yes, they do when they get their tails cut off, but if it naturally falls off, right, and they regrow a whole new one, there's a difference, right? What Team Rocket did was not okay.
Difference. Yeah.
But what other people are doing are basically harvesting Slowpoke tails. Does that make it morally okay to eat the tail?
That's morally fine because it's coming from a natural way. They're naturally losing their tails and they're not feeling pain from it because they're just shedding their tails off. And the tail can't feel pain because it's disconnected from all the other like the central nervous system. That's just a dead carcass tail, That's
so
no brain.
What's wrong with eating a dead milk tank then? Dude passed away from natural causes?
The emotional bond.
What if I loved my Slowpoke? Huh? And I wake up, his tail is on the ground. Do I bury the tail or do I eat the tail? You know what? Matter of fact, do I sell the tail? Exactly. So while I don't believe it's morally wrong to eat Pokemon, there are morally wrong ways to obtain and eat Pokemon. There's always gonna be wrong ways to do everything, and then there's always a morally correct way.
So you're telling me you would eat a Snorlax and not feel bad about it?
Low key, yeah. He's already dead. What is he gonna do? If I'm actively watching someone murder the guy in front of me, I'll be like, that was unnecessary, gang. I'm still gonna eat him because, well, he's gone.
I feel like some Pokemon aren't meant to be eaten, though.
That's right. Some Pokemon aren't meant to be eaten, and that's where we don't really know about. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to, like, find and source a Pikachu to eat, right? Because I love Pikachu. That guy, Pikachu is my guy, right? He's always a part of my team. Yes. He always goes into Raichu because I love him. That's my guy. And if I have my Raichu, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna be like, that was you, buddy. Because Pikachu's not meant to be eaten like that. Of course, some other weird niche corner in the world of Pokemon would probably be eating Pikachu and being like, this is fine, guys. The same way we think about chickens.
I don't feel like Pokemon in general are meant to be eaten if there are other animals just out and about.
All right. But if it's not canon that animals are out and about, then we never really do know. And if like, they're but it is canon that they're sourcing food from Pokemon. So it's not out of what's the word? It's not I don't know. Whatever. It's not wrong to eat Pokemon. What's wrong is how you sourced it.
I feel like it's wrong in the sense of if there's other foods in that universe that exist that blatantly don't come from Pokemon. Why go out your way to... Okay, why go out your way to eat like a Rayquaza or something like that when...
Whoa, let's get realistic here, buddy. Nobody's eating a Rayquaza, okay? Rayquaza is a god in the sky, okay? Or he's legendary. You're never gonna find a legendary in someone's computer.
You said you're gonna eat a Snorlax, so I'm not gonna put anything past someone eating a Rayquaza.
Listen, and someone would, but let's get realistic a little bit. No one's gonna catch Rayquaza to eat it. They're gonna catch it to study it.
Then that one creep is gonna catch it.
We all know what a Snorlax is.
What is a Snorlax?
That's a great question. What is a Snorlax?
No, don't answer my question with a question. What is a Snorlax? Since you're gonna eat it.
I don't know what a Snorlax is.
But you're gonna eat it. But you're gonna eat it.
Yeah. What is Snorlax?
You want to eat a Pokemon, you don't even know the type of animal it represents. If it even represents
that's the thing. Some
animal,
of them don't represent animals. They're a whole different
but you would
creature.
eat it.
Yeah, I would. I would eat a Munchlax.
That is disturbing. That is a...
But he doesn't look that tasty. If anything, I'd probably keep him as a pet, right? It's like this. It's like keeping a pet salmon. And someone's like, I'm looking at saute that guy. And you're like, wait, that's my pet though. And he's not dead yet. Please don't kill him just to eat him. But if he's dead the next day...
I feel like you have to have like a certain level of emotional maturity behind that though too. Because...
So what I'm hearing is I'm so emotionally mature.
No, I'm just saying like, from the example you made with this salmon, are you really gonna move on that quick the day after?
Probably not, but at the same time, what am I gonna do with the salmon?
Well, you don't want to have it rot in your fish tank, but if you're not gonna in the span of it, you letting it rot in your fish tank, and the span for however it takes for you to move on from it, you're more than likely just gonna put it in a bag and throw it away.
That's true.
Rather than instantly, it's like there's also, was there love for your Pokemon in the first place, just from a pet standpoint? Let's say,
of course there is. There always
just Pikachu. Pikachu, I guess. Did you have love for your Pikachu? If it died, and you grieved probably 30 minutes. Was like, low-key, I want a Pikachu to eat. No,
Okay,
you
wait,
just you
no,
just
no, 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 no,
didn't. No,
no, no,
you
no, no,
just
no.
wanted
Wait,
to
wait,
eat the
wait, wait. Let's
Pikachu.
think about this culturally and in our society sense, right? If my dog died, I'm grieving that guy. He's getting cremated and put in the dirt, right? I'm not gonna go around thinking, you know what sounds good, guys? Let me eat a dog. I would
Right.
love some dog meat right now. But socially and our culture as Americans, we don't eat dogs. Like, you're not gonna go around the corner and find a dog meat stand, right? That's just not gonna
Right.
happen. So if I'm walking around, let's say Kanto, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna suddenly find, oh, guys, I'm feeling like Pikachu tail today. Like, no, I'm not gonna see that. I'll probably see like Slowpoke tail because that's socially acceptable to source and eat.
Okay.
But a Pikachu, I'm not gonna see that because Pikachu is the cute Pokemon. Pikachu is a mouse Pokemon. We look at Pikachu and we think that's my partner for life.
So
if he dies, I'm gonna bury him.
So if a Pokemon is ugly, that makes you more inclined to eat it?
Of course, we eat cows, don't we?
But cows aren't inherently ugly.
World. Have you not seen cows?
Yes, I've seen cows. They don't look ugly.
They're not the greatest. I dropped my bottle cap. So,
yeah.
I think we got to an agreement here, yeah?
No, not at all. What are you talking about? Don't ever say that ever again.
I'll say it all I want. Cause think about it, right? Like, what animal do you eat?
Let's say I eat a chicken. I'm not gonna crave a Torchic. That is an adorable little creature. But let's say let's say the design for Torchic wasn't as visually appealing. That isn't gonna make me inclined to eat it because in my mind that's not like an animal. That is a Pokemon. If I'm hungry for chicken, I will want chicken, not Torchic. You see where I'm getting at?
Yeah. Yeah, I do see what you're getting at, but at the same time, Torchic is referred as a chicken. And think about this, Landon. There is always going to be some type of thing behind, curtains and everything. How do you know, in the Pokemon world, that wherever you get your meat from didn't source it directly from the type of Pokemon you have? Because people be keeping pet chickens and still eating chicken.
Well, that's on Pokemon for not fully explaining just where the whole name identification system comes from. I'm not gonna go off a whim with this one because I have no clue if they just said chicken for the hell of it or if there's actual chickens in the universe. You truly never know.
Well, you see, like the whole thing is that Pokemons are considered to be like animals, but like not really closely related to our animals in our world, right?
Right. Okay. So if they're not closely related to animals, then why are we eating them if they're not closely related?
Because they're in the same real world wildlife, right? That's the thing. When I say, would you eat a milk tank? Because we look at that and we think, oh, that immediately looks like a cow, right? And if in our real world we eat cows, there's gonna be a milk tank farm somewhere using those milk tanks as meat, using them for milk. Because that's just what a cow does in our real world thing, right?
Okay, let's see, that's different because that's getting a source from like, they're not.
So how do you know no one else is sourcing eggs and stuff from like Torchics?
They're not like eating
and even if we think about it,
or anything like that. They're just getting milk from them, and that what the other's milk tank has, that's its purpose in a way. And it's not. It's
so why can't it be Torchics too?
Oh, Torchic's purpose is to get eaten.
I mean, I would say half of them are to be eaten, the other half give it to the kids.
No.
And that's literally what happens. They source Torchics and the 3 not Torchics. Let me take it back. They source 3 starter Pokemon for every gym tournament in the games. How do we not know they're not coming from the same farm where they're being killed to eat?
Because there can be other things they can eat.
Like what? A Pidgeot? A pigeon?
Why would they?
Would you want to eat the bird across the street?
Why would they?
What about
eat that?
a sparrow?
Why would they eat that either? It's just there's not a lot of appealing things to eat, and even if
there's Torchic right there.
Even Torchic is not an appealing thing to eat. Do not eat that.
Listen, if I look at Torchic and I look at a chicken, I'm thinking that's gonna be a good thing.
Don't eat the chicken.
I'm eating the chicken. I'm hungry. How do we know that there's like? How do we know it's not socially acceptable to eat Pokemon?
I guess we don't.
No, we do know. That example I gave you in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I don't play the games, man.
I just told you. Sorry. Anyways, in the game Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a courier system that you can use to make a lot of food, right?
Yes.
One of those is the Slowpoke tail that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's like we're having like the same conversation. Is our meat being ethically produced, or are they just killing stuff for the like for the fun of it, right?
I think both.
You think both?
I think both.
I think both is happening at the same time, especially with that Team Rocket example.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, in some places in the Pokemon world, it's okay to eat Pokemon. In others, it's probably not that much known. But they'll probably look at a Miltank and think, yeah, we eat Miltanks over here, to be honest. And they don't think much of it until it's like a Torchic.
I think in general, you still shouldn't eat Pokemon when they're used in everyday lives to help people.
I mean,
if they're like they're used in everyday.
No, let's calm down there.
They're used in everyday. And I've seen multiple Pokemon be used to help with everyday like tasks and stuff. So
what's a Snorlax gonna do?
So you're telling me that if I'm helping you with something and I can become old and withered and it's my last days, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy is kind of looking hungry, and you're gonna eat me.
I'm gonna put you down is what I'm gonna do, because that's what a good
pet
owner does. I'm gonna take you into the vet office or the Pokemon Center and say, he's getting old, we gotta put him down now, right? But you are my pet, okay? It's not like you died in battle. It's not like you died out of nowhere, right? And then again, you were old and you were withered. You were gonna die anyway. I'm crying over here in the Pokemon Center.
But why would one of your first thoughts be to eat me? Is my question. If you're in the morning process. My question is, are you
gonna eat an old, depricked animal, or are you gonna put the animal out of its? I'm gonna put the animal out of its misery. In my backyard. If I have 3 Torchics outside in my backyard, right? They're 3 chilling. The next day, they're all dead.
Well, that's a bit strange. How are they all equally
That's a bit
dead?
Strange, it is. And I'm looking at my Torchics and I'm like, that super sucks. Those were my guys. I'm gonna sell one of them. I'm gonna make sure the other one is like not poisoned or anything, and then I'm gonna eat the other 2. Because I didn't get those Torchics to be my pets. I got them so they could do one thing and one thing only.
To satisfy your hunger.
To be a source of food with eggs.
Demented.
Right? So if one of them died of old age, and I always knew that, then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll just, I don't want to eat an old chicken, so I'll just give it to the dogs. I'm gonna give it to my Espeon. She can eat it, it's fine. We have to think about how we view these Pokemon/animals. And in most cases, we're all eating a Torchic.
Y'all got that. Personally, I'm gonna find a rooster instead of a Torchic.
Yeah, but like, all the other... Yo, you're gonna eat a Brow is what you're gonna do?
No.
Now that's a rooster Pokemon.
So there's a such thing as a rooster Pokemon and a chicken Pokemon. Both of those Both those are identifications. Okay, so that
Yeah,
that that,
and it
that just
also
heavy
depends on
that
how
heavily
if you
implies
evolve it or
more
not.
that that literal actual animals exist in the Pokemon universe. Just eat the actual animals rather than.
But have you seen an actual chicken in either of the shows or the games? No, you haven't. Going back to how we scientifically refer to other animals as their scientific thing, it might truly just be a Torchic being referred to as a chicken scientifically.
And they just came up with the name, the scientific name chicken.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think these people came up with our scientific names for animals? They just made it up, and they're like, "Look, yeah, that sounds like a chicken. Chicken sounds great to me, guys."
Sounds.
That's
It,
how
it
that
just
happens.
it just sounds like a reach.
Does it? I don't think it
Yeah.
does. I'm sure that's what they said when they first came out with Homo sapiens for humans too. And now we're all just like, that makes sense, guys.
I just don't believe in eating Pokemon. And there are other
You know,
things
we're
that
not
can-
here to talk about what we believe in or not. We're here to talk about whether or not it's morally okay.
I don't think it's okay to
eat
eat.
Pokemon.
I don't think it's okay to eat Pokemon when there's other things to eat.
I'm hearing a lot of I statements, not a lot of statements. It's morally okay to eat Pokemon, just the way it's morally okay to eat
Pokemon. It's morally
animals.
not okay to eat Pokemon. It's morally not okay to eat
morally
Pokemon.
okay.
It's not morally okay to eat Pokemon.
I'm gonna eat a Magikarp,
You're gonna eat a Magikarp.
even if I don't like fish, just to spite you.
Just as far. I hope
Yeah.
the Magikarp doesn't die and it grows into
Magikarp's
a Gyarados
dying.
inside you.
You
And
know
it
what?
just
What if
blows you
Magikarp's
up.
already dead? Someone else killed him.
What I hope you eat a Magikarp and it just
What if it's a shiny one?
it just wasn't dead and you just feel a grumbling in your stomach and it grows into a Gyarados and just blows you up. I hope you die like that if you eat a Magikarp.
Whoa! Cause I'm eating a Magikarp.
I mean that 1,000%.
I'm gonna
Why eat?
I'm gonna send you. I'm
know
gonna
what?
trade you
Why-
a Pokemon
Why
that
eat,
is very edible, and I'm gonna name it Dinner just so you can't change the
why
name.
why eat Magikarp when salmon exists? And that
Really
does
good
exist.
for
That
salmon.
exists in black and white. They name dropped they name dropped that in black and white. Why eat Magikarp when salmon exists?
Salmon exists in
Yes.
Pokemon Black and White?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Where are you getting that from?
Look it up.
I did, and it's telling me no.
Guess it's telling us two different things.
Guess so. Alright, so I'm looking at Pokemon database right now, and it's telling me right now that people do eat Pokemon. There are stuff called Moo Moo drinks, which is milk take milk.
Yeah. No,
Right, so
I'm aware.
We do eat animals
No,
like
I'm
that,
about to
of
say
course.
I'm about to say I'm aware that people eat Pokemon. Like we're both aware of that. I
Yeah.
just don't. It's
So
not
how is it morally
okay
wrong to eat Pokemon?
because there are other things to eat.
No, there isn't.
There are other sources to get energy.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, there is a bird Pokemon people eat a lot to the point where they're pretty rare in the wild.
And what is that?
Farfetch'd.
Farfetch'd. You're telling me
The
Farfetch'd
one
was
with
almost pushed to extinction?
No, I'm not saying extinction. More like it's in a farm. And, you know, we're not walking around saying, oh, there's a wild chicken, guys. We're never going to see that because they're always in farms. But then if you do see a chicken, like, walking around, you're like, that's weird. Why is there a chicken out here?
Why are Farfetch'd? Am I spelling that right? So rare.
In Pokemon, don't forget that.
Its status as an endangered species. Huh. So they hunted this poor Pokemon.
It's a bird
So-
in my eye.
I think you're being too short-minded on what are
I'm not.
animals
It's
and what are
reasonable.
Pokemon. So if
Okay,
Farfetch, so if
Pokemon
so if
are
people,
animals in the
so if
game.
people kept hunting Farfetch to the point it became extinct, you wouldn't care. You would
Not
just be like,
really.
oh
I
well.
probably wouldn't even be there, to be honest.
Yeah, I know
It's
you
like
wouldn't.
this. People hunted down so many animals in our real world to extinction just for looks.
Yeah.
Even out of hate, right?
Yes.
So half of the time we're not even there, and half of the time we are there and we can't do anything about it. I, as a Pokemon trainer, will probably find like a Farfetch and be like, I guess you're coming home with me. But I'm not gonna be like, we need to stop the far-fetched hate. They're all disappearing, because that's just like, that's not me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know that's not you.
Because far-fetched is a bird, and then I probably saw him in a menu somewhere.
And you probably saw him on the menu somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, it's like eating ducks. Duck, chicken, quail. And hang on, why are we putting this all on like the people? What about the elites? How do we know there's not like something weird going on there and they're over there eating Pikachus like straight up?
Okay, well, you're not helping.
Because there's weird people
if
like
you
that.
if you simply don't care about this little things, what makes me think you're gonna care about the bigger things?
Well, you see
Like
now,
if you're gonna bat an eye to most of the stuff and be like, oh, that's just the way things are, with Pokemon wise, I highly doubt you care about what the elites got going on.
I do care about the elites because the elites are evil.
Okay,
Far-fetched going extinct.
then you should care about other things too.
Like, is that rabbit? Yeah, continue.
No, I'm just saying you should care about other things too. Then you
what?
you should
like
have
what?
your priorities in check with how you put your care out towards things. So if you really care about Farfetch'd. And I'm not saying going to press run or anything about Farfetch'd. I'm not telling you to be like dramatic or anything about it. But I'm just telling you to be aware and educated about
Okay, I'm aware and educated about Chick-fil-A using mainly chicken products in the food because, hey, eat chickens, not cows, you know?
Yeah.
So clearly only that institution cares about chickens. Well, I go look at Burger King and they're all about meat, and Texas Steakhouse thinking about meat. Right? I'm not thinking, oh, those poor cows, we should be eating chicken instead, or oh, those poor chickens, we should be eating cow instead, because at the end of the day they're both food sources. Right?
But Pokemon aren't food sources. They're not. They can provide food in different ways, like what you said with the milk tank. Yeah, they can provide milk. I just don't see it as food sources in the sense of
cows provide milk and meat. Why can't a milk tank do both?
Because what happens when you eat so many milk tanks, or so many milk tanks are dying because they're being killed for food, that they don't have many other sources for milk.
Wait, I was reading something. What?
I haven't taken this serious. Wow.
No. I was reading something. I was reading something related to this. I promise.
Wow.
I promise. Hang on. Someone brought up something really interesting. Just repeat it to me, please.
I don't even know if I wanna, but.
Dude. Okay, then you forfeit.
But let me hold on. So, what happens when you are consuming so many milk tanks, or so many milk tanks are being killed because for their meat parts, their protein parts, stuff like that, that there's not any left to make milk,
So what? That's why we have like farms and stuff for that. That's why milk tanks wouldn't be something to like stop existing because we keep eating them. No, they'd be mass produced as cows are today. millions and millions of cow farms all over the country just to keep up with
But if
the
but
consumerists, right?
if Farfetch can become
So,
endangered, then
you
what's
know,
to say?
that's another thing, right?
Okay.
Farfetch'd itself is it's a bird, okay?
Yeah.
Compared to a chicken, torchic, right? We don't see Farfetch'd in the wild as much because they're being hunted down. So obviously, we're not going to be seeing them regardless. Because if we ever hear about animals being hunted down and stuff like the wolves, they're already in hiding. They're not going to come back out to where they know there's human civilizations, and they're going to try and preserve themselves the best they can because they're animals.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Therefore, if we compare it to our real world standings of animals seemingly going extinct, but in 20, 30 years, we see one rare sighting of it, meaning that there's still hope that they're not extinct. Or there's still a few rare sightings, there's hope. There's the Farfetch'd could be endangered, like the sea turtles were endangered. And people eat those things, right? Turtle soup, turtle that. Or shark fins, people eat shark fins off of sharks. We still have sharks and we still have sea turtles. But I'm assuming they all were endangered at some point or are still endangered.
Well,
and due to human conservation, we are able to control at least a few populations.
But with that, it's like we don't even know how many of them there are, just because we haven't explored. We've barely explored the ocean, and that's regarding just sea life, though.
That's true. That is just regarding sea life, and there are still like a lot of birds specifically in the wild on land that have gone extinct, but then there's always a rare sighting. Anyways, there's this like little bit I was reading here.
Okay.
Right here, they're saying eating Pokemon used to be a very commonplace in the distant past of the Pokemon world. It seems to have become less common over time. That being said, Pokemon like Farfetch'd and Basculin are still seemingly eaten in the present day. So these Pokemon are normally eaten.
You know what? Okay, cool.
Because you know what? Maybe that's the chicken Pokemon. And that's the fish Pokemon that is culturally and socially acceptable to keep eating.
Okay, I see. Can I ask you something then?
Yes.
Distant past, eating Pokemon has been has lowered. So if eating Pokemon's been lowered, what have they been eating that aren't Pokemon then?
No. Probably Pokemon.
Probably food. Probably food.
Where's that food coming from?
That's a great question. That is a great question, but it's coming from somewhere. If the concept of food that isn't Pokemon exists.
So like, what is it?
I guess we have to wait for Game Freak to explain.
You know what? I guess so.
Because neither of us know.
At the end of the day, it's not morally wrong to eat Pokemon.
Whoa, shit! It is now.
No, it's not.
Because if it's become less common over the years,
listen.
There's been
we're still eating Pokemon as a thing. It's not wrong. It's not morally wrong to eat Pokemon.
Why would you eat a Pokemon if actual food exists? Because
I'm low-key here to try out some Pokemon food?
Because you're here to try out some Pokemon.
Why do you think Slowpoke tails are a delicacy? Because
they're a tail! You're not eating the Slowpoke! You're eating its tail!
You're eating a part of it! How do you... What? Do you think I'm gonna shoot
it can't feel it! The tail's cut off from its body!
That? Dude! Oh my gosh!
That's like if I get my finger chopped off and you eat it.
It's like safely euthanizing a cow and then eating it. It's like that.
No, it's like if I got my hand chopped off or something and like a zombie ate it. Well, shit, I don't care. It's my hand. It's like my hand is not connected to my body.
Okay.
That's not my hand anymore.
Dead and you're being eaten by your pet. What are you gonna do about that? Nothing. You're dead. You provided a last meal to your pet.
Well, pets and animals and that exist. They don't have the brain, capacity or not. Their brains are different from ours, so they can't process that. Those those animals in some cases only see us as like food if they're hungry. But us, of course, we can see Pokemon as food if we're hungry and they're dead. But why do that when there's actual food out there that aren't Pokemon? Just give it a proper burial and go eat pizza or salmon or whatever exists in this world that is classified
I
as
think
food.
our thinking of having real world animals and then another whole set of animals that are magical, right? I'm assuming magical to a degree, and have these like move sets, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna find the weakest or less assuming Pokemon in the world, be it a Miltank, and we're gonna make a farm out of it, and we're gonna sell it for food. Because we as a society and human already have created this system where if there's another food source that one is similar to a cow, two doesn't do much more than be a cow, three we can profit off the cow. We're gonna kill the cows, the milk tanks, and we're gonna eat them. The same way they're going about the slowpokes. We can ethically source it, of course,
Yeah.
in every way possible, but there's always going to be a few people, Team Rocket, that won't.
Okay, and you don't view Team Rocket as good people for that.
No, I don't
Why?
view Team Rocket
Because
as
they're
good
doing
people.
it in an unethical way, and it's not morally right.
It's not morally right to chop off a tail, and it's not morally right to kill an animal, but it's morally right for us humans in the Pokemon universe to send our 12-year-old kid out there with the Pokemon and say, survive, you got this, kid, good luck. And then we make those Pokemon fight and fight and fight. Using that same mindset, we're no better.
I agree.
So therefore, at the end of the day, with how it's socially and culturally acceptable to eat Pokemon and fight other Pokemon trainers, it's morally okay to eat a Pokemon.
No, two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs do not make a right. You can't justify eating a Pokemon just because we get sent out into the wild when we're Two wrongs
we
don't
can
make a
actually.
Right. Both of those are just
Imagine you get sat out in the world with
both
a
of those
pig.
are just wrong.
No.
I can shoot someone where they stand for no apparent reason. You can't justify stabbing someone just because you saw me shoot someone. You still stabbed them. You're still in the wrong.
I mean, that's how wars start.
And war is wrong. In most cases,
wrong.
It's wrong and unnecessary.
And we have socially accepted the fact that it's wrong, and we still keep going on with it.
Oh, no, I don't know why you're throwing around this word.
Because I'm right and you're wrong.
I don't know why you're throwing around this word. I'm gonna have to like edit this part out, but like.
Regardless of who's in control and who isn't, and who they are, right?
And that's still good, and it's still gonna be morally wrong if it.
Think about it. You hear this gym leader, right? His name is Giovanni, and he's a gym leader.
Yeah.
He disappeared a couple years ago, and nobody really knows what he's doing, but he comes back every year for the Pokemon tournament. Oh no! We find out he's the leader of Team Rocket. Whoa! This guy's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Whoa! He's cutting off the tails of slowpokes wrongly.
Yes.
Whoa, it's a scandal. Whoa, the news, it happened. Everyone knows, and it blows over, and we go back to saying, we can't do that. We need to ethically source these slowpoke tails because you know what? We just can't stop eating them. They're good, right? You see how that works?
I feel like that just comes from a lack of self-control, though.
What? Whose self-control is that?
Like, we can't stop eating the slowpoke tails. Yes, you can.
Okay, are we all gonna stop eating the cows as soon as we find out that people are shooting them in the head instead of ethically euthanizing them?
Well,
what's gonna happen then?
Well, a cow is different from a slowpoke.
How is a cow different from a slowpoke?
Because a cow is an animal, a slowpoke is a Pokemon.
Slowpoke is a Pokemon.
That's what I just said!
And it's also an animal.
No, it's just Pokemon.
It can be both.
What on God's green earth
Just like Pikachu
does-
can be a mouse and a Pokemon.
What does Slowpoke represent? Please tell me.
Slowpoke represents a Slowpoke. I don't have to tell you, man. It's like telling me what does a crawfish represent? Crawfish?
I
Are you eating the Slowpoke tail?
No!
Why not? You know it's ethically sourced. You know that they didn't feel any pain during that. And you know they can just regrow one. Are you eating the Slowpoke tail?
Nah, man, damn. That slice of pizza looks better.
Listen, man. You know what's on that pizza?
What's on that pizza? Cheese?
A lechonk. You know what a lechonk is? It's a pig.
How are you telling me what's going on my pizza?
You're telling me you wouldn't want to eat pepperoni pizza? Lechonk pizza?
No!
Okay, think about it. You grew up in this universe. You don't even know what's on your pizza. How do you know you're not being fed a lechonk? How do you know you didn't grow up with that mindset?
Well, that's a whole.
How is it okay to kill a pig in our real world then?
That's a whole different
And put it on your pizza,
conversation.
Landon? Is it?
That would.
I don't think it is.
That's wrong. If
How's that wrong?
if someone knows that someone doesn't like to eat Pokemon, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is pepperoni," but it's not really pepperoni, but you don't gotta know that. Is that or is that not wrong? That's like
It's like telling a
that's
little
like feeding
kid.
a Jewish person pork and not
No,
telling
it's not
them
the same
because
thing.
you want them
No.
you want them to know the taste of pork.
No. You know what it's like? It's like telling a little kid, "Oh no, son, no. Chicken nuggets and chickens aren't the same thing," just so they wouldn't get their feelings hurt. That's what it's like. Okay.
Okay, and
If you grow up eating
for
Pokemon,
lying.
it is normalized. You're eating that lechonk, bro. That is bacon right there. That is breakfast. It goes on your pizza probably sometimes. And then you find out, damn, I'm eating Pokemon. Are you gonna keep eating it, or are you just gonna be like, that's lame, never again?
That's lame. Never again.
Okay, why though?
Because I don't eat Pokemon.
But you grew up eating it. It's not like you're poisoned. It's not like there's really anything wrong with that. Socially and culturally acceptable in the Pokemon universe to eat Pokemon.
No.
I feel like that would be the farm life then.
Just no.
If I change my wording, it is culturally and socially acceptable to eat animals.
But Pokemon are Pokemon.
But your
Pokemon
best
are
friend
animals.
is a cow.
Like Pokemon and animals are two very different things.
Not really in the universe. If they're the same thing and they're being referred to quote unquote animals / scientific things, that's an animal. I'm not gonna eat my Espeon because one, it's cute. Two, that's my Espeon, right? Three.
No. You can't show bias after what you said about Pikachu.
Yes, I can definitely show
you
bias. We
can't.
show bias
No, you
already.
cannot.
I'm not gonna eat my cat.
If your Espeon, cool then. If your Espeon dies, I'm eating it in front of you.
Well, you see, at that point, that's not socially or culturally acceptable. That's just being mean, all because I ate a lechonk out on the wild. I caught him and I said, "Yo, guy, I kind of want to eat some pickles or like the bacon or something, whatever."
If you want to eat
and
pickles,
I say, "I caught the lechonk.
just
Can you
get
cook them up for
pickles.
me, please?" I don't want to eat pickles. I want meat.
Then get meat from an animal, not a Pokemon.
What if, like, in my area, region, it's not we don't have animals.
Know what? Fine.
What do I do then?
No, fine.
There's a
fine.
perfectly good tour chick right over there.
Know what? Fine. Fine. Agree to disagree.
Okay, agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
All I know is that I'm gonna survive in the wild and you're not.
And then, wow.
And then when you're dead, I'm gonna be like, he lived a good life.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm not gonna eat you.
And I'm.
That's wrong.
I'm just. Yeah. After the argument you just made, we both know you're lying.
I'm not though. That's not okay. That's
lying.
not.
Like You might
I'm
see
not
me getting,
lying.
no, you're gonna see my dead carcass being eaten on by by another human. You'll be like, man, that's life, and just go on. You're
Okay,
not gonna care.
but that's different because you're another person. I knew you, okay?
Shit, you need the fucking torchic, but you're still gonna eat it. I just
Okay, I have wait.
like
I have another. I have another question. I have another question.
I just
Wait, Landon, I have another question.
why does
I
your
have another
hunger,
question. Wait.
why does your
No,
go
wait,
first,
hold on.
Go first.
I have another question. Stop, please. I have another question.
Go for it.
Are you gonna eat the evolved version of a Torchic, or are you just gonna eat the Torchic?
What's the evolved version of a torchic?
Google it. Because I think we also find ourselves another problem with that.
Version. This is the thing that evolves the Blaziken? Why the fuck would you eat this?
Okay, but are you gonna eat the evolved version?
No! I wouldn't!
No?
No!
But you're gonna eat a Farfetch'd.
I just made a whole argument of why I wouldn't!
I don't know. Do you think in Pokemon Legends Arceus they're eating Pokemon? You know, I think they are.
I can just, I can just see it now. You're playing Arceus, you're chilling at a cafe with your beloved Torchic, and you're eating another Torchic in front of it. Why?
I mean, people walk around with their
Why?
chicken and
Because you're
eat
sick.
chicken in front of
Why
it.
does your hunger justify you being an asshole? It doesn't. You're still an asshole.
Dude, that's the animal kingdom! What, are you gonna go? Okay, how about this? You're out in the wild, right? Pokemon aren't animals, right? They eat each other.
Shit, because they're Pokemon! Pokemon can eat
Why
other
can't
Pokemon!
I eat the Pokemon too then?
Because we're not Pokemon!
I'm part of the system!
We can just eat actual animals that aren't Pokemon!
There's no other actual animals ever mentioned other than like salmon, and I really don't like to eat fish, so I'm not gonna eat the damn fish. I'm gonna eat the Torchic nuggets. I don't know. I feel like there's too much emotional value when it comes to like Pokemon. And as someone who's been playing for decades, right?
This makes me see you in a whole different light. You went on this whole tangent about me like caring after my Pokemon. Little did I know this entire time, probably half of the Pokemon on your roster you would eat and not bat an eye. Like why preach to me to care after
remember,
Pokemon
there's always
you're
gonna be
eat?
animals we in the real world don't eat, and there's gonna be animals where we do eat. Right? I'm not eating an Espeon because, like I told you before, that's a cat in my eyes. I'm not eating my Luxray because that's a lion. We don't eat lions. I'm not gonna eat my Raichu because that's my beloved Raichu, right? And that's a rat too. I'm not eating a rat. And then there's Lucario, who's a dog. I'm not eating Lucario, my dog. But I'm gonna go to a restaurant, and if I see they have chicken nuggets, I'm gonna eat the nuggets.
But you said you would eat a Pikachu earlier.
No, I said I wasn't. I don't know who told you that.
No, you said you would eat a Pikachu earlier.
No, I said in some niche world in the corner they probably do, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't eat a Pikachu because I don't view a Pikachu as food. That's the difference, man.
But you view a Torchic as food.
Yeah, that's a chicken right there.
That's not a chicken. That is a beautiful
That's a
creature.
chicken. That is a chicken. Has a beak like a chicken. Has little wings like a chicken.
I hope it
fluffy
evolves
like a
into
chicken.
Blaziken and whoops your ass.
Has legs like a chicken. And I'm gonna eat it. Well, that depends if I eat it first.
Just can't believe you.
No, I think you can. You just weren't ready for it.
I just like it's both.
So you can't believe me.
Well, you made this whole argument and everything for it. You're very adamant about eating Torchics because you're an evil person.
I'm not evil for eating a Torchic.
No, you're evil.
How am I evil for eating a Torchic?
You're very evil.
Why is it evil to eat a Torchic?
The fact that
And why is it not evil to eat a Slowpoke tail? That's his tail, dude. Why can't we honor the tail and just bury it? Maybe it could be great fertilizer.
maybe it could. Maybe it really could.
Yeah.
Maybe it really
Just
could.
like how we use the rest of an animal for fertilizer into a composter. But I can't do that with the Pokemon?
No.
Why not?
Because I low-key didn't.
What if it's dead?
Because I low-key didn't hear what you said, and you kind of like faded out in your mic. I didn't want to agree to something. You said something blatantly evil, so you might.
I didn't. I literally just
You might have
said
to
we
repeat
do that
You
to
might
real
have to
world
repeat
animals
that.
anyway. It's like this, okay? There's a roster of animals we know, and we find a whole new roster of animals. You're telling me the first thing we do is not try to see which ones are edibles or not?
I would think if we found a new roster of animals, we would examine their DNA, see where they come from. I don't think most people's initial thoughts are, "Oh, can I eat this?" That's just caveman like mindset.
I mean, that's
Ooh,
literally what
creature
happened.
We must eat. Like, come on, have some
That's
class.
what happened in our real world
just
in our
sound
history.
fat and greedy.
Nah, man, you don't get it.
I guess I don't.
Nah. All I'm saying is, it's not that morally wrong. But if I see someone posting about eating their dead Pokemon, I feel like that's still weird. And then I find out it's a Torchic, and I'm like, oh no, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not surprised. Like, you would not kill him off.
Probably not that much, to be fair. Now, if someone's eating a Lucario, that's weird. That's really weird. A Lucario? A Ditto. What if someone ate a Ditto? How would you kill a Ditto?
Yeah, would it?
Is it just like a little slime ball?
I'm over it.
I don't think you are.
I'm over it.
Nah, I don't think you are.
If I had power in the Pokemon world and I caught someone eating a Ditto because they were hungry, I would hang them right there from where they stand.
That's a bit tyrannical.
That's a bit tough.
You never know what happens.
Shit, you view Torchics as flat out chicken. I don't want to hear it.
They are chicken. They're called
I got
chicken.
No, they're called Torchics.
Okay. We're not eating Torchics. We're eating Farfetch'd. Does that make that any better for you? It carries a leak. That's basically begging to be cooked.
It's not technically what if it needs
It
to be
is.
for survival?
It doesn't.
Like,
It just carries it around as a gimmick.
I'm not eating a Farfetch.
You're not surviving, man.
If you say anything about me lying, I'm being so serious. I would not eat a Farfetch.
I said you're not surviving.
I'm not surviving. You'll see.
Nah. Will I? I don't think I will.
While you're over here eating on your Torchic like a Neanderthal, I'll be enjoying actual food by actual.
I don't know if there's like actual
not
food though,
Pokemon.
is the thing. That's the thing, right? If there was actual food, I probably wouldn't turn to Pokemon first.
Let me look something up. Is there actual food in Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, they got berries, they got drinks, they got honey, they got coffee, they got sandwiches, they got donuts. That sounds like food. That
Yeah,
that
the
sounds-
thing
that
is,
sounds
that's
like food.
all
But no.
plant
But
food.
no.
And that's
I wanna-
all food also made using Pokemon products such as Moo Moo Milk. Right? And if they're frying up Magikarps in the background in the anime,
I'm
you're
looking-
telling me that they haven't
I'm looking.
been okay with
I'm-
eating
I'm
Pokemon?
looking at the sandwich. This is literally ham on the sandwich.
How do we know it's ham? Oh, it came from a Lechonk. Look at that.
they got tomatoes on there. They got cheese. They got lettuce.
That's also plant food. And if us humans need a balance, right, of meat and plant, then we have to be eating something.
Let me see more.
Wait, have we ever seen a cow in the anime? And why are we just using the anime? Why can't we use the manga too?
The Pokemon universe also features human food, with Pokemon being depicted as eating items like cookies and other treats. Huh.
Okay, but how would you how do you make cookies, Landon?
Well, good thing we're not gonna physically kill the Pokemon when we can just get milk from it. That's not
exactly.
That's
we
not,
don't have.
I'm not.
We don't have
I
to
never
kill
made
it.
an argument saying that was morally wrong. If we're getting milk from it, my problem was eating it. You don't have to eat it.
You're eating a part of the Pokemon.
You're drinking its milk.
Oh my gosh! You're eating the Pokemon.
You're not eating the Pokemon.
Yes, you are.
When I'm drinking milk, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm eating a cow. No, I'm just drinking milk.
You're drinking a part of it. Something it produced the same way it has meat and it produces meat.
Oh, that claim was so stupid it made my hair hurt. Oh my god. So if someone walks up on you drinking, if someone walks up on you drinking milk, and they be like, "Oh, you drinking milk?" You be like, "Nah, I'm eating a cow." Are you?
Yeah.
You win.
It's part of the cow.
You win. You win this argument. You win this argument.
Do I?
Yeah, no. You can have that. No, you can have that.
Okay.
You can have that.
Yippee.
Yeah.
I won through rage bait. That's crazy.
No, you won through stupidity.
Nah.
You won through rage bait and stupidity.
See, at least you added the rage bait in there. I said that was a strategic move right there.
No, I look at you in a different light.
Let me see here. What is the description of animal products? Animal products definition. Give me the A. Any part of an animal used as food or for making other products. So, anything produced by an animal. Oh, vitamin B12 is found exclusively in animal products. Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a lot of things you don't know, apparently.
Whoa, that was mean. That was very mean. And I think that came out of a place of hate. I think it did.
I think that was a decent little debate, and I'm going to end the recording right here.
Okay.